Namaste doston, and welcome to Study Point. Today we're diving deep into the world of Class 12 CBSE Political Science. We're going to break down the most important questions and answers from your 2025 syllabus, all based on the latest board exam patterns. So, grab your notebooks, find a comfy spot, and maybe a cup of chai if you're feeling fancy, because things are about to get educational up in here. All right. Let's rewind the clock back to the aftermath of World War II. The world is exhausted, but two superpowers have emerged, the United States and the Soviet Union. The US all about that capitalist life, free markets, individual liberty. The USSR, hardcore communists, centralized economy, state-controlled everything. This ideological divide was like a crack in the pavement, and it just kept getting wider with the nuclear arms race. Proxy wars broke out from Korea to Vietnam, each side trying to prove their system was superior. Picture this, 1991, the Soviet Union crumbles faster than a cookie in a toddler's hand. Years of economic stagnation, internal dissent, and a disastrous war in Afghanistan had taken their toll. The Berlin Wall had already fallen in 1989, and with it, the symbolic division of East and West. The collapse of the USSR was a seismic event. Not just for the 15 newly independent nations that emerged, but for the entire world order. Suddenly, the bipolar system that had defined global politics for decades was gone. The US emerged as the sole superpower, but a new world order was far from certain. So with the Soviet Union out of the picture, the United States was like that kid in school who aced the test no one else studied for. They were the undisputed champion, the hegemon, if you will. Militarily, the US spends more on defense than any other country, with military bases all over the world. Economically, the US dollar is the global reserve currency, and American corporations wield enormous influence. Chapter 4. Globalization. It's a small world after all, or is it? Globalization. It's the increasing interconnectedness of the world, driven by trade, technology, and the movement of people and ideas. For India, globalization has been a mixed bag. On the one hand, it's fueled economic growth, brought in foreign investment, and exposed Indians to new technologies and cultures. But it's also led to increased inequality, environmental degradation, and a sense that traditional values are being eroded. Chapter 5. Nation Building, India's Post-Independence Puzzle. 1947. India throws off the shackles of colonialism and takes its first breath as an independent nation. Partition had led to unimaginable violence and displacement, and the newly formed government had the Herculean task of integrating princely states, establishing a democratic system, and lifting millions out of poverty. It was a time of immense hope, but also immense struggle. In a world increasingly defined by Cold War rivalries, India decided to chart its own course with the non-aligned movement. A key part of this approach was the Panchsheel Agreement signed with China in 1954. These 5 principles, mutual respect for sovereignty and territorial integrity, non-aggression, non-interference in internal affairs, equality and mutual benefit, and peaceful coexistence, became the bedrock of India's foreign policy. The year is 1975. Indira Gandhi, facing accusations of electoral malpractice and growing unrest, suspends civil liberties, censors the press, and jails political opponents. The emergency exposed the fragility of democratic institutions and the dangers of unchecked executive power. Gone are the days when one single party could dominate Indian politics. Since the late 1980s, coalition governments have become the norm, with regional parties playing an increasingly important role. This has led to a more diverse and representative political landscape, but it also comes with challenges. That's it for today's deep dive into the world of Class 12 CBSE Political Science. We've covered a lot of ground, from the icy tensions of the Cold War to the complexities of coalition politics in India. Remember, understanding these concepts isn't just about acing your exams, it's about understanding the world around you. So keep learning, keep exploring, and never be afraid to ask the big questions.